Hello. Are you over 60 and finding that even your healthy meals leave you feeling, well, less than fantastic? Maybe you're meticulously planning your nutrition, picking those vibrant fresh veggies, opting for lean proteins, and ensuring you get your daily dose of fruits. You should be bursting with energy, right? But instead, you're often hit with that familiar wave of sluggishness, a bit of uncomfortable bloating, or just plain old, frustrating tiredness that you can't quite shake. Does that sound like your reality? You're definitely not alone in this. It is an incredibly common story we hear. You eat what you think is good for you, what all the health gurus praise, but your body seems to be sending out an SOS. The surprising truth? Many of us, especially as we navigate our vibrant senior years, are unknowingly making simple yet impactful mistakes with how we combine our foods. And these everyday food pairings, even with undeniably healthy ingredients like eggs, milk, yogurt, or fruit, could be quietly sabotaging your muscle recovery, draining your precious energy reserves, and generally putting a damper on your overall senior health. You see, after 60, our bodies undergo a series of subtle but significant changes. Our digestive fire might not burn as fiercely as it once did. Enzyme production can decrease, and our systems generally become more sensitive. What was perfectly fine and dandy in our 40s and 50s might now lead to noticeable discomfort, or worse, act as an invisible anchor, slowing down our strength, diminishing our endurance, and chipping away at our cherished independence. But here's the genuinely fantastic news. These aren't insurmountable problems or complicated medical mysteries. Often, they are simple dietary missteps that are surprisingly easy to correct. In this comprehensive video, we're diving deep into 5 surprising, yet common, food combination traps that might be holding your body back from feeling its absolute best, preventing proper muscle repair and rebuilding, and generally hindering your vitality. I'll clearly lay out what to watch out for, offer simple, practical swaps and adjustments you can make starting today, and explain precisely why these seemingly small changes can make a huge, tangible difference in your journey to vibrant, energetic senior health. And you'll absolutely want to stick with me until the very end, because the final food combination we'll discuss is a particularly sneaky one. It's a habit that most seniors have without a second thought, completely unaware of how it's impacting their muscle recovery, their energy levels, and even their efforts to manage that stubborn belly fat, or simply feel more alert and invigorated after meals. This last one is a real eye-opener. Now, before we jump into the nitty-gritty, I'd genuinely love to hear from your own experiences. Have you ever felt that dreaded post-meal slump, that wave of sleepiness, after what you considered a perfectly healthy breakfast or lunch? Or perhaps you've noticed your energy just isn't what it used to be, despite your best efforts to eat a balanced diet. Please share your stories and observations in the comments section below. I make it a point to read every single one, and your insights help our whole community. All right, are you ready to potentially revolutionize how you feel? Let's tackle our first common food trap, and it often rears its head with the very first, and arguably most important, meal of the day. Mistake number 1, the protein overload breakfast, why it drains your senior health. We all know breakfast is hailed as the king of meals, right? Especially when we're focusing on protecting our precious muscle mass, kickstarting our metabolism for the day, and laying the foundation for sustained energy, all absolutely crucial for maintaining great senior health. A typical healthy and protein-rich start for many might look something like this. A couple of fluffy scrambled eggs, a refreshing glass of cold milk, perhaps a slice of cheddar cheese melted on top, or a few slices of lean ham or turkey. Sounds like a protein powerhouse, designed to fuel your day. But here's the often unmentioned catch. While protein is undeniably vital for muscle repair, immune function, and satiety, bombarding your system with an excessive amount of concentrated animal protein all at once can be surprisingly tough on a digestive system that has gracefully seen a few decades. Compelling research, including studies focusing on protein metabolism and aging, indicates that older adults' muscle protein synthesis (MPS), the process of building new muscle, may become saturated at around 25-30 grams of high-quality protein per meal. Consuming significantly more in a single sitting doesn't necessarily lead to greater MPS. Think about it from your body's perspective. After the age of 60, our stomachs naturally tend to produce a bit less hydrochloric acid, and our output of digestive enzymes like pepsin, which breaks down protein, might not be as robust as it was in our younger years. This condition, known as age-related hypochlorhydria, can affect up to 20-30 of older adults and directly impacts protein digestion and nutrient absorption, including vitamin B12 and iron. So when you hit your digestive system with a heavy load of multiple concentrated protein sources, eggs plus milk plus cheese plus meat, all simultaneously, it's akin to asking a seasoned, experienced, but slightly slower-paced factory to suddenly handle a massive unscheduled shipment. The machinery can get overwhelmed. Instead of efficiently breaking down all that valuable protein into its constituent amino acids and sending them off to your muscles for repair and growth, your system can struggle and get bogged down. The result? That all too familiar heavy feeling in your stomach, indigestion, uncomfortable bloating, excessive gas, or that frustrating wave of fatigue that creeps in right after you've eaten what you thought was a power breakfast. This isn't just about temporary discomfort. It means you're likely not getting the full muscle building and energy-sustaining benefits from the food you're eating. This is a significant setback for your long-term senior health goals, especially if maintaining muscle mass and strength is a priority. Picture it like this. You're trying to build a big, roaring campfire. If you throw on too many giant, dense logs all at once onto a small grate, what happens? Instead of a strong, efficient flame, you get a lot of smoke, smoldering, and inefficient burning. That smoke and smoldering is the discomfort and wasted nutrients in your system. As mentioned, studies show that even healthy older adults typically only absorb and utilize about 25-30 grams of protein effectively in one meal. Pioneering work by researchers like Dr. Douglas Padden-Jones and his colleagues has consistently highlighted the importance of evenly distributing protein intake across all meals. For example, 25-30 g at breakfast, lunch, and dinner, rather than concentrating the majority of it in one large meal, like dinner, which is a common pattern. This even distribution is far more effective for stimulating and sustaining muscle protein synthesis throughout the day in older individuals. Anything significantly beyond that 30 grams threshold in one go often doesn't contribute to further muscle building. It can be oxidized for energy, converted and stored as fat, or simply place an unnecessary burden on your kidneys for excretion. So that breakfast you thought was a guaranteed home run for your muscles, it might actually be striking out in terms of optimal senior health. Let me share a quick, relatable story. I was chatting with a retired school teacher, a lovely and very health-conscious lady named Carol, who's in her early 70s. She'd religiously start her day with 2 boiled eggs, a large glass of milk, and a slice of whole wheat toast topped with cheddar cheese. On paper, it sounds wholesome and nutritious. But she confided in me, "I just feel so incredibly wiped out and heavy after breakfast, almost like I need a nap. I just figured it was my age catching up with me after we discussed the concept of protein pacing. It turned out that her healthy breakfast was likely a classic case of protein pile-up for her system. When she made a simple yet profound switch, she kept the 2 eggs, but paired them with a generous portion of sautéed spinach and a small bowl of berries, and moved her dairy to a mid-morning snack in the form of Greek yogurt. She reported that her post-breakfast energy levels shot up, and the persistent bloating she'd experienced for years vanished within a week. It was a total game changer for her daily well-being and her overall senior health journey. So, what's the smart, actionable move here? It is absolutely not about fearing protein or drastically cutting back. Protein is a non-negotiable ally for healthy aging. It's about distributing it more wisely and strategically throughout your entire day. Instead of a protein avalanche at breakfast, aim for a balanced intake across all your meals. Perhaps it's those 2 eggs with veggies in the morning around 12-15 g protein, then some grilled chicken salad, or a hearty lentil soup for lunch, another 20-30 g, and a nice piece of baked fish or a tofu stir-fry for dinner, 20-30 g. This approach provides your body with a steady, manageable stream of the amino acid building blocks it needs, in amounts it can actually handle efficiently, without declaring war on your digestive system. This consistent supply is a cornerstone of smart, proactive senior health. And please remember, this isn't about achieving dietary perfection or becoming overly rigid. It's about being a little more in tune with your body's signals, understanding its changing needs, and giving it the high-quality fuel it requires in a way it can best utilize it. When you eat mindfully and combine foods thoughtfully, you digest better. And when you digest better, your muscles, your energy levels, and your entire sense of well-being will absolutely thank you for it. After thoroughly debunking this common breakfast blunder, let's smoothly transition to another prevalent food combination that might be quietly hindering your muscle-building potential and overall vitality, especially if you're diligently taking supplements to boost your senior health. Mistake number 2. Calcium vs. iron. The absorption blockers in the battle for senior health. All right, let's shift gears and talk about something many of us are very conscientious about: supplements. As we age, many individuals, and rightly so, become diligent about taking a daily calcium supplement to protect their bone density and prevent osteoporosis, and that is a fantastic proactive step for long-term senior health. Strong bones are the framework for an active life. But here's a little known yet crucial fact that can make a big difference. Timing is absolutely everything when it comes to supplements. If you take your calcium supplement at the wrong time, it can inadvertently act as a roadblock, significantly blocking the absorption of another super important energy-critical mineral, iron. Think of iron as your body's dedicated oxygen delivery service, the tireless transporter that carries life-giving oxygen to every single cell, tissue, and organ, especially those hard-working muscles that allow you to walk, climb stairs, and play with your grandkids. Iron is also crucial for cognitive function and a healthy immune system. Now, imagine this common scenario. You conscientiously pop your calcium pill right before digging into that delicious, iron-rich lunch you've prepared, say, a hearty lentil soup, a vibrant spinach salad topped with some lean beef, or a bowl of fortified cereal. You might be unintentionally slamming the door shut on iron absorption. Calcium and iron are like 2 determined individuals trying to squeeze through the same narrow doorway at precisely the same moment. Due to its chemical properties and absorption mechanisms, calcium often wins this competition, effectively leaving a good portion of the iron from your meal behind, unabsorbed. This isn't the ideal scenario when you're focusing on achieving robust and energetic senior health. Why does this nutritional tug-of-war happen? Your body utilizes shared pathways and transporter proteins in your small intestine to absorb these essential minerals. When there's a high concentration of calcium present, especially from a supplement which delivers a concentrated dose, it tends to get VIP excess, monopolizing these pathways and effectively pushing iron to the back of the line or out of the line altogether. Numerous well-conducted scientific studies, including those published in highly reputable, peer-reviewed journals such as the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition and the Journal of Nutrition, have consistently confirmed that calcium, whether it's from dairy foods, fortified foods, or supplements, can significantly inhibit the absorption of both non-heme iron, the type found in plant-based foods like spinach, beans, and lentils, and to a lesser extent heme iron, the type found in animal-based foods like red meat and poultry when they are consumed concurrently. Some studies have actually demonstrated that taking a calcium supplement with an iron-rich meal can slash iron absorption by as much as 50-60. That's a massive reduction. So, you could be meticulously planning your meals to include all these wonderful iron-packed foods, but if your calcium supplement is taken at the same time, your muscles might not be getting all the oxygen and fuel they desperately need to recover, stay strong, and function optimally. Your brain might not be getting the full iron support it needs for clarity and focus either. This is especially critical if you're already feeling a bit low on energy, experiencing unexplained fatigue, or have been diagnosed with, or are prone to iron deficiency anemia. These are all common and significant concerns for maintaining optimal senior health. Low iron can lead to persistent tiredness, weakness, shortness of breath, and even heart palpitations. I had a good friend, Mark, a very active gentleman in his early 70s, who was super conscious about his diet and exercise. He was becoming increasingly frustrated because he'd get unusually breathless and fatigued just walking up a single flight of stairs, despite eating what he believed was plenty of iron-rich foods like spinach and lean red meat. The culprit, after some dietary investigation with his doctor, he was religiously taking his daily calcium supplement with his main meals, including his iron-rich lunch and dinner. When his doctor suggested a simple change to shift his calcium intake to mid-morning, at least 2 hours away from his iron sources, or before bed, his energy levels gradually, but noticeably improved over a few weeks, and he reported feeling much stronger and less winded. A simple timing tweak made a profound difference to his daily vitality and his overall senior health. So, what's the easy, actionable fix here? It's all about strategic timing. If you take a calcium supplement, the golden rule is to try to take it between meals, not with them. Perhaps mid-morning with a small, non-iron-rich snack, or even before bed, if that works better for your schedule. Some find calcium can also aid sleep. Most nutrition experts and health organizations recommend taking calcium supplements at least 2 hours apart from iron-rich meals, or any iron supplements you might also be taking. This creates a clear window for each mineral to be absorbed without interference. And by extension, if you're having a meal that's a real iron hero, like a steak, a big bowl of chili with beans, or a large salad with lots of dark leafy greens, try not to pair it with a very large glass of milk or a hefty serving of cheese right at that same meal, as these food sources are also high in calcium and can have a similar, albeit usually less potent, inhibitory effect compared to concentrated supplements. These small, mindful adjustments aren't about eating less or depriving yourself. They are about helping your body make the absolute most of the wonderful nutrients you are already giving it. This is a key, yet often overlooked, strategy for promoting better energy and overall senior health. Give your hard-working muscles and your entire body the oxygen and building blocks they truly deserve. Now, having navigated the mineral absorption maze, let's step into a slightly more nuanced but equally important area. We're going to look at a combination that sounds incredibly healthy, looks beautiful in a bowl, but might be quietly upsetting your digestive system, especially when your stomach isn't quite the robust organ it used to be, thereby impacting your senior health. Mistake number 3. Yogurt and highly acidic fruits, the potential for digestive disruption and hindered senior health. Who doesn't love a cool, creamy bowl of Greek yogurt, perhaps topped with a vibrant medley of fresh fruit? It's become a go-to health food breakfast, a refreshing snack, or even a light dessert for so many of us. And for good reason. Yogurt, especially Greek yogurt, offers a fantastic source of high-quality protein, beneficial probiotics for gut health, and calcium. Fruit, of course, brings in those essential vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and fiber, all wonderful and necessary components for promoting excellent senior health. But here's a surprising twist that many people, particularly those with more sensitive digestive systems often found in the senior population, might not be aware of when you pair yogurt with highly acidic fruits. Think of zesty pineapple, tangy oranges, sharp grapefruit, or even very tart kiwis and certain berries like cranberries. Your digestive system might not be too thrilled with the combination, even if your taste buds are singing praises. Here's a simplified look at what's happening internally. Yogurt is, at its core, a dairy product. For it to digest properly, and for you to reap the maximum benefits from those friendly probiotic bacteria it contains, your stomach generally prefers a relatively stable, moderately acidic environment. Now, when you introduce very acidic fruits into this same environment at the same time, you can significantly, albeit temporarily, increase the overall acidity in your stomach. To put it in perspective, the natural pH of the stomach typically ranges from a highly acidic 1.5 to 3.5, which is necessary for breaking down proteins and killing harmful bacteria. This sudden and pronounced spike in acidity can interfere with how the yogurt itself is processed and digested. It can cause the milk proteins in the yogurt, primarily casein, to curdle more aggressively and rapidly than they normally would. Casein, which makes up about 80% of the protein in cow's milk, is known to be pH sensitive and readily coagulates or curdles in more acidic conditions. This rapid curdling can sometimes lead to the formation of denser, harder to digest clumps in the stomach. Furthermore, the increased acidity and the presence of fruit sugars can sometimes lead to faster fermentation in the stomach. For individuals over 60, whose digestive enzyme production like lactase for dairy or pepsin for protein might be a little less robust or efficient, this can translate into some pretty uncomfortable and unwelcome digestive consequences. That familiar feeling of bloating, uncomfortable gassiness, indigestion, a sensation of heaviness, and in some cases, even acid reflux or heartburn. These are all symptoms that can significantly detract from your senior health, your daily comfort, and your enjoyment of food. I vividly remember a lovely lady, probably in her late 60s, attending a wellness workshop I was facilitating. She shared, "Every single time I have my Greek yogurt with fresh oranges and pineapple for breakfast, my stomach feels like an overinflated balloon for hours afterwards. I thought it was just a general sensitivity to dairy, but I love yogurt." After we discussed the potential impact of combining dairy with highly acidic fruits, she decided to experiment. She switched to pairing her yogurt with less acidic fruits like ripe bananas, some stewed apples, or a handful of blueberries. A week later, she reported that the difference was like night and day. The bloating was gone, and her body finally felt at peace and comfortable after her healthy snack. Her experience really underscores how seemingly innocent food combinations can have a real impact on digestive well-being and overall senior health. So, what's the gentler, more stomach-friendly option if you love your yogurt and fruit? It's simple. Try pairing your yogurt with naturally sweet, lower acid fruits. The goal here isn't to create fear around yogurt or fruit. Both are incredibly nutritious foods. It's about making smarter, more informed partnerships that are kinder to your individual digestive system, especially as it matures. When you make these adjustments, you will likely notice not only less discomfort, but also potentially better absorption of all those good nutrients from both the yogurt and the fruit. And that's a definite win-win for your long-term senior health and daily comfort. Having addressed this acidic pairing, let's move on to a combination that most people don't even give a second thought to. But it can be quietly and significantly hindering your body's ability to absorb two of the most crucial minerals for your muscle health, energy, and immune function, thereby impacting your journey towards optimal senior health. Let's talk about something that, for many, is an almost sacred daily ritual. Mistake number 4. Coffee or tea with your meals. The stealthy mineral blocker affecting senior health. That invigorating morning cup of coffee to kickstart the day, the comforting mug of black tea in the afternoon, or perhaps an herbal tea to unwind in the evening. These are simple, cherished pleasures for millions, right? And they can absolutely be part of a healthy, enjoyable lifestyle. However, the crucial detail that often gets overlooked is when you drink them, especially in relation to your meals. If you're truly serious about optimizing your nutrient intake and supporting your senior health. If you're in the habit of sipping your coffee or tea, especially black, green, or oolong tea right alongside your meals or immediately before or after, particularly with meals rich in essential minerals like iron and zinc to absolute powerhouse nutrients for muscle function, energy production, robust immune support, wound healing, and even cognitive health, all vital for maintaining excellent senior health, you might be inadvertently getting significantly less of these beneficial minerals than your food actually contains. Here's the science behind why this happens. Coffee and tea are rich in naturally occurring compounds called tannins, also known as tannic acid, and other polyphenols like chlorogenic acids. In coffee, while these compounds, in isolation or at other times, can have some antioxidant and health benefits, their behavior changes when they encounter certain minerals in your digestive tract. When consumed concurrently with foods rich in iron, especially non-heme iron from plant sources, and zinc, these tannins and polyphenols can bind to these minerals, forming insoluble complexes. This binding action essentially locks up the iron and zinc, making it much harder, or even impossible, for your body to absorb them effectively through the intestinal wall. It is like these compounds put a little chemical force field, or a set of handcuffs around the mineral molecules, preventing them from getting to where they need to go to nourish your body. To illustrate the magnitude, scientific studies have consistently shown that tannins in strong black tea can reduce the absorption of non-heme iron by a staggering 60-70, or even more if the tea is consumed with a meal or within an hour of it. Coffee also has a significant inhibitory effect on iron absorption, potentially reducing it by around 40-50, though the impact can vary based on the strength of the coffee and individual factors. The absorption of zinc can also be similarly impaired by these beverage components. So, you could be meticulously preparing and eating a wonderfully nutritious meal, thoughtfully packed with iron from spinach or lentils, and zinc from beans or whole grains, believing you're doing everything right for your body. But if you're washing it all down with a cup of coffee or tea, you might be unintentionally flushing a good portion of these critical nutrients out of your system, unabsorbed. Over time, this can contribute to suboptimal mineral status, potentially impacting everything from your energy levels, leading to fatigue, if iron is low, to your immune system's ability to fight off infections, and even your skin health and ability to heal, all crucial aspects of maintaining good senior health. The solution, thankfully, is pretty straightforward and doesn't require giving up your beloved brews. Simply create a little strategic space, a beverage buffer, between your meals and your coffee or tea consumption. The general recommendation from nutrition experts is to try to enjoy your coffee or tea at least 30 minutes to an hour before you eat, or even better, wait for at least 1 to 2 hours after you finish your meal. This waiting period gives your body a clear chance to begin the process of digesting your food and absorbing its minerals without the interference of those binding compounds. This small, mindful change doesn't mean you have to say goodbye to your favorite comforting beverages. It just means being a bit more strategic and thoughtful about the timing to truly maximize your nutrient absorption and give your body the best possible support for lasting senior health. Your muscles, your energy levels, and your immune system will undoubtedly thank you for it. So there you have it, 5 common, yet often overlooked, food combination mistakes that could be subtly impacting your energy, your muscle recovery, your digestive comfort, and your overall senior health. And the truly empowering part is that they all have relatively simple, actionable fixes. It's not about embarking on a radical, restrictive diet or giving up all the foods you genuinely love. Far from it. It's about making small, mindful, and strategic tweaks to how and when you eat certain foods. It's about becoming a more informed and intuitive eater. Spreading out your protein intake throughout the day, strategically timing your calcium supplements and your coffee or tea consumption, being mindful of pairing yogurt with less acidic fruits, and consuming most of your other fruits separately from main meals. These seemingly little adjustments can collectively lead to truly significant and noticeable improvements in how you feel on a daily basis. When you optimize how your body digests and absorbs the nutrients from your food, you're not just helping your muscles stay strong and recover efficiently. You're also supporting your bone density, bolstering your immune system's ability to protect you, keeping your mind sharp and focused, and enhancing your overall vitality, all absolutely essential components for not just living longer, but thriving and maintaining excellent senior health well into your golden years. Imagine waking up each morning, feeling genuinely refreshed, having more sustained stamina for your favorite activities, be it gardening, walking, playing with grandchildren, or pursuing hobbies, and truly enjoying these precious years with a sense of lightness and vigor. The best way to start is small and incrementally. Pick just one of these tips to focus on this week. Perhaps it's shifting the timing of your calcium supplement away from your iron-rich meals. Next week, you could try adjusting your coffee or tea time to be separate from your main meals. Pay close attention and listen to your body. It is an incredibly intelligent system and will often give you clear signals about what is working and what is not. Keep a simple journal if it helps you track changes and identify patterns. Remember, this journey to better, more vibrant senior health is about consistent progress, not unattainable perfection. There will be times when you eat out or attend social gatherings where ideal food combinations aren't possible, and that's perfectly okay. The key is to be aware, to make informed choices most of the time, and to be willing to make these gentle adjustments to give your amazing body the best possible support for optimal functioning and lasting senior health. These aren't sacrifices. They are acts of profound self-respect and intelligent investment in a more active, energetic, and healthier life during these truly golden years. By listening to our bodies, understanding their evolving needs, and making these mindful choices, we're often unlocking a reserve of energy, comfort, and strength we might have thought was long gone. Let's embark on this journey to better senior health today, one small, manageable step at a time, and truly enjoy the positive, life-enhancing changes it can bring to your life. If you found these in-depth tips and explanations helpful, and you're keen to learn even more ways to optimize your health, well-being, and vitality in your senior years, please make sure to hit that subscribe button and the little notification bell for our channel, Senior Health Wisdom, or your channel name. We are absolutely dedicated to bringing you well-researched, practical, and empowering advice regularly to help you live your healthiest, happiest, and most vibrant life. Hit that subscribe button now so you don't miss out on our latest videos. We're here to support your incredible journey to excellent and enduring senior health. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.